From Mamamia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Em Burnham.
And welcome to Weekend Watch. Where we talk... Oh, she's not done. Got a hold for that high note at the end.
Yeah, did you see that pull away?
I did. It was beautiful.
That's called a fade.
Wow, Cynthia Riva over here in the room with us. The funniest thing whenever Emily does the Defying Gravity note is that we're in a soundproof room with double glass doors and the team outside always turn around.
Crazy.
That note permeates
My
double
voice
glass.
knows no bounds.
Well, it is Weekend Watch, moving quite along from that. It is Weekend Watch Day where we talk about the best new TV shows and movies that have just come out this week. Spoiler alert for what's coming right up at the end of the episode. I have found my favourite movie of the year.
Oh, God.
Huge
Cutting
news.
it close.
I know, right at the end of the year. It comes sweeping in an unexpected fashion.
This is huge
So
news.
we're getting into that. You have a recommendation coming up. Do you want to tease it or no?
It's Australian.
Okay, wow, that is good.
Yeah,
we need to be
yeah.
highlighting Australian shows.
Yes.
First of all, can I just slip in one extra recommendation
Okay, yes.
for a new show that came out late last week, late Friday night. I was like refreshing my HBO app being like, where is this thing? I was promised it would come out today. And it is a new sexy show called Heated Rivalry.
Oh my God, this does look really sexy.
Oh, I want you to watch this so bad so we can talk about it.
I know
Like-
that 2 episodes are out now. I'm saving it for my weekend.
Okay, yeah. So 2 episodes came out last week. It's dropping weekly, which I think is fun because we need that little slow burn.
Yeah.
I think it'd be too much to watch in one go.
You always say that, and you know I love a binge.
I know, but wait till you see this. You'll be like, no, after one episode, I need to cool down a little bit. So Heated
Wait.
Rivalry, yes.
Speaking of binges.
Yeah.
Because
Go on.
you remember when I sent in my voice note for Zootopia?
Yeah.
I-
I remember from last week's episode if anyone hasn't listened to it.
I feel so left out that I didn't get to talk about Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to let the spillers know that
You've watched Stranger Things?
well, I did a U and my sister hosted a watch party
Aw.
for Stranger Things. We had like all the blinds down. We had Stranger Thing themed snacks.
Oh, I love
She made like
that.
spidery like cupcakes, like the
Oh,
webbing.
my God, I love that.
Like she went all like you guys would get along really well. She went
Yeah.
all out. I didn't provide much.
Sometimes one
I
sister
came
just
in
comes
with like
along.
one bag of popcorn.
Oh my God, that is my sisters and I are big fans of doing this, of getting food and snacks that match what you're watching.
It was so
and then watching it together.
And because like they were really long episodes, so we watched all 4 episodes back to back. We had to
Yeah.
take breathers between
Huge.
each, and I think it took us like 6 hours to
But
get them
the
through
best
in the whole
6
day.
hours of your life.
Guys, this season, like I need everyone to watch Stranger Things because we will be doing a brutally honest
Absolutely.
review. Next
So you'll have your
year.
time.
4 more episodes will be dropping on the 25th, so cancel your Christmas plans.
No, I did.
This is more important. I know we are.
Well, from a beautiful childhood show to a sexy show, circling back to my recommendation.
I'm so sorry.
I loved it. I'm always happy to talk about watch parties. That's a fun time. So Heated Rivalry is based on Rachel Reed's Game Changers novel series, which has a huge following. And so the TV show is based on that. So in the show, it follows these young, hot, super muscly rival professional hockey players. So we have Shane Hollander, played by Hudson Williams, and then there's a Russian player called Ilya Rozento,
Ooh, sexy.
played by Connor Story. And basically they're on in the world of hockey, they're rivals and pitted against each other behind the
Is
scenes.
this a sports show?
No. That's the good thing about this. There's really no hockey.
I'm like, this is so anti-you.
I could count the amount of times I've seen hockey on one hand, not even in the first 2 episodes. It's just like a light sprinkling in the background.
Okay.
Mostly it's them in beds, hotel rooms, showers, locker rooms. Yeah. So Shane and Ilya start a bit of a romance, and the way they do it is quite sweet. So they're rivals, they meet, they fall in love. It spans over a long period
enemies
of
to
time.
lovers?
A little bit. Not well, I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
But the first time they hook up, which is in the first, none of this is spoilers because it all happens in the first few moments of the first episode. The first time they hook up is so cute because one of them's like, oh, have you not been with a guy before? And he was like, no. And the other one's like, oh, it's okay, I'll show you what. It's just really cute. And they have this really steamy love affair, but it follows them over time. So it's like they meet and they have their first kind of hook up and they have their first little tryst, and then like months pass, and then like they have like another little interaction, then months pass, and it's kind of, and they're like sometimes like shit talking each other like in the press a little bit and everything, but behind the scenes they are yearning for each other. That's the thing. A lot of people are talking about Heated Rivalry as like because of the smut and the sex scenes and stuff, which I get. I think TV has been devoid of really good sex scenes for a while, and Heated Rivalry really delivers on that. Like the sex scenes are so hot, but that's only enough to sustain the story for like the first few episodes.
Yeah.
What is really interesting is that these two boys are falling in love.
Oh,
And you feel like you watch them fall in love. But obviously there's
I love like a sexy romance.
Yeah, and a sexy hidden romance where like it's very hot and heavy, but also there's real feelings involved, and they're sometimes they're quite sweet together and everything. But they have a lot of challenges. One is that they're not ready to sort of publicly come out, and there's also a lot of pressure around them being these young athletes and like their whole teams and like in some cases their parents, all this pressure they're putting on them, and also not to let anyone know about their relationship. So there's like it's quite fraught in that way of like having to keep it a secret and all the problems that causes in their relationship while also trying to be these elite athletes. So it's so good.
Whoa.
So Heated Rivalry, it's on HBO Max. So 2 episodes out. There should be another one tonight and then a weekly drop, but it's really good.
Okay, I'm so excited
And I think
to watch.
and I've talked to a lot of people who are the book girlies for this particular series, and they feel like it's stayed quite true to the series and the characters.
That's
they
exactly
feel like
what you want.
Yeah, so I'm like, if the book girls are happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, okay.
So Heated Rivalry, HBO Max.
Okay, my mine's more of a PSA because the show has been out for a while, but it's only just dropped on Netflix. It's Fisk. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
It won a bunch of Logies this year, right?
It's won so many Logies. I love this show so much. I got into it because my mum got into it.
Oh, sure.
And then I was over one day and she's like, I have to watch my show. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. And I was like,
when you got to watch your show, you got to watch your show.
So I was just sitting
understand.
there like literally on my phone and she started watching the show and I was like, oh my God, it's an Australian show. And then she was like, yeah, it's the best. And it was Fisk. And then I watched like all 3 seasons. So the season 3 had already dropped on ABC iView. So I had already watched it. And now I'm watching it again because it's just dropped on Netflix. It is about, it stars and is created by Kitty Flanagan, who was so funny. She plays Helen, who's like a corporate lawyer, and then she goes through this divorce and then she has to move to kind of the suburbs in Melbourne and work at a suburban law firm. And it's so funny. Aaron Chen's in it, and her and Aaron Chen together are just so funny. It's like one of those like really wholesome, feel good, like family shows. And it's just so easy to watch and I just can't stop laughing. But if you haven't watched the whole series, definitely do that. You'll get through it really, really quickly. But yes, the whole of season 3 has just dropped on Netflix. It is so bloody funny.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it, but I keep meaning to, especially when it won so many Logies this year. And I think at one stage, Kitty Flanagan even said on stage, like, all the team did, like, oh, and also thanks Netflix because this show already had such a huge cult following here in Australia, but now that's just let it find a whole bigger audience, which is fun.
And it's like Netflix is quite powerful. Like it's only after the season 3 has come out on Netflix, even though it was on ABC iView like months and months and months ago. I've only just started seeing like clips of this latest season on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. So it is like pulling in a huge audience, which we love.
We love
local
to see
TV.
Okay. On to something I've been very excited to talk about from over a week. My favorite movie of 2025 is Eternity. Now that was the correct reaction. Thank you.
I hate that I missed the premiere for this.
I know you, and the thing is,
and I was being a good girl. I was doing my job. I was in Perth for work.
I know. I did feel bad for you, but I was also like, glad it's not me. If someone had to go talk about this bill, I'm glad it wasn't me because I would have missed the Eternity premiere, and that would have changed.
I was talking up us.
I know, and look, I appreciate you doing the legwork while I went to the movies. Thank you very much for that. So Eternity is a movie I have mentioned briefly a couple of times. So it stars Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, and Callum Turner.
A bunch of hotties.
A bunch of absolute hotties. So Callum Turner, his first like really big role. I think a lot of people know him as Dua Lipa's fiance, and also what a great thing to be known as.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Except he was in that like bike movie.
Didn't see it.
Okay.
But that does sound like something you'd be interested in. He's great in there. So I went into it quite liking the premise, but obviously like the premise is that could fall flat so easily.
What's the premise?
Storyline, I'm getting to that. If the storyline, the actors and the performance isn't a payoff. So the premise is that Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller have been married on Earth for close to 50 years.
Ooh.
And they're very, very old, and it starts off with them in a car kind of going to a family event. So it's not them at this stage, it's actors playing older versions of them. And something happens at the event where Miles Teller, I'm just going to call them actors by their names so that you can follow what I'm saying as we go through this. And so Miles Teller's character, whose name is Larry, passes away, and all of a sudden he's in this like purgatory afterlife place, and he's Miles Teller, because in this universe, once you pass away and you go into this purgatory almost like holding zone, that's like a version of heaven, you revert to the age where you've been your most happiest. So he's like, yeah, I know, so much of this movie just makes you think a lot, because then I started thinking, what age would I be? And I hope I haven't hit the age yet where I'd be my happiest, but I don't know, it might even be now. I don't know.
That's so wild.
Because there's a nice plot twist where a lot of people are really young, but there's a lot of people who are like in this place who are also in their like 60s and 70s and stuff, which I feel was really nice, because you just never know when you're going to be your happiest.
Yeah.
So he's
you're there as like a baby. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah. There are some kids running around. And so Larry, Miles Teller's character, he's kind of like late 20s, early 30s. So he's like full Miles Teller.
Yeah.
And then he meets Anna, who is his guide through this, played by Divine Joy Randolph, who is 10 out of 10 in this movie. Her comedic timing is so good. She got all the big laughs, but she's also really heartfelt. And so she explains the rules to him. So it's like a holding zone. You get to stay for a week. You go into these little hotel rooms, and everywhere there were little booths and pamphlets and things showing you all the eternities. So then the thing is, you pick the eternity you go to, and then you have to stay there forever. And there are big consequences if you leave.
What, is it like a heaven?
Yeah, like they're all different versions. So like some of them might sound scary. It's like a clown world, and they're like, oh, that's been discontinued. There's like a funny one. Again, this is just little things you see in the background. So there's like a no men world, and they're
that's
like at
so
capacity,
funny.
new world coming soon.
That's so funny.
Or there's like like Paris in the 60s, or like a woodland world, or there's like Hawaii world, or there's sitting on the couch like eating chips world. Like there's every world. And so you pick the eternity you want to go into, and you go in there with other people, everyone else who's picked it too.
Yeah,
but once you're there, you can't leave. And so he's got a week to decide, and he can't decide. He's going back and forth. The plot twist is that his wife, Elizabeth Olsen, Joan, had terminal cancer. So he's like, oh, I don't know how long I should wait. Like, she's going to pass away soon. Like, should I wait for her so we can go into eternity together? But what if she doesn't pass away for a year? I can't stay here for a year. So he's going back and forth. And while he's deciding, because you get a week to decide, he wanders into a bar, because they've got little bars and stuff. So you can like, because you've got to make a big decision about where you're going to spend eternity. You need a drink. He goes into a bar where he meets a very sexy bartender called Luke, who just chats him through his options, and they get along, and he seems really nice. And then and again, this isn't spoilers, this is all the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
Just as Miles Teller's character Larry is about to be like, okay, I've chosen a world, I'm going to go, all of a sudden Joan appears. And it's Elizabeth Olsen, because she has reverted to her younger self as well. And they see each other, and he's like, oh my God, honey, you're here. And then they have this big reunion, and all of a sudden, through the crowd parts, and all of a sudden Luke appears, the bartender, because that is her first husband, and he has been waiting over 60 years. He's been living in this awful place, because if you choose to stay and not move on, you have to get a job, you have to like live in a dingy room, you have to just be in this like this kind of like standstill moment in time. So they got married when they were super young, like 19. He went away to war like a year later and was killed. Yeah. And then a year or so later, she met Miles Teller, and then they got married, and they were together for 60 years and had kids. And then he's like, oh my God, Joan, I've been waiting for you. I've waited 60 years. You're here. And then Miles Teller's
like, he's like 20?
Well, yeah, because they reverted to the age, because he was his happiest when they were married. So he still looks the same. And then all of a sudden she's staying there, and she's like, oh, I can only go to eternity with one of these guys. Do I go with my first husband, who I was madly in love with and we were so happy, but we were only together for a year, but we never got the chance to know what our relationship would have been? Like, maybe he's my true love. Or do I go with Larry, who I had a lovely life with for 60 years? We had kids together. We had grandkids together. Like, he's my history, but also we've had all this time together. And then she has only a few days to decide which one.
Oh my God.
Are you stressed? I was so stressed for her.
I don't want to like... If I die, surely I don't have to get dumped again. Like, what the hell? Surely my time's done.
I know, Larry's like, I've already been through so much. I'm dead, and now I'm still like my wife
you die, and then your wife wants to be in a situationship? No way.
And so they both then get like a little chance to kind of romance her and show her what life would be like for them.
I'd be like, do what you want. I'm going to the clown world. I'll see you bozos there.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, it's got the reason I love this movie is like there's real stakes, there's real storytelling. I really didn't know what was going to happen. As I know what I'm saying then now, like it sounds like the choice is obvious, but the choice is not obvious, and you probably wouldn't pick the ending.
I mean, they're both so hot.
They're both hot. That's so
Personality
important.
aside, doesn't even matter.
I know, you just look, and the thing is, they try and kind of make off that the Miles Teller character. They're like, oh, Larry. Everyone's like, Luke is so hot, and even like Divine Joy Randolph's character is like, yeah, so like looks isn't going to be our thing. What else you got to win her over? And I was like, oh, we're just all pretending Miles Teller is not hot. But then I said that in the office, and half the office is like, yeah, Miles Teller isn't hot.
Oh, he's so hot.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Do you mean Top Gun Maverick?
Sorry.
That Tom Cruise movie.
that one with Tom Cruise.
We don't care about the name. We just care that he was hot. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And it also just made me really think so much about, I don't know, like but about like eternity and about like love and about like happiness and all these things.
So when's the review?
So what?
You're doing a review on it.
What do you mean?
When are you going to
do? We're doing a review right now.
No, like I want like a written analysis.
Oh, yeah. It's going in our Weekend Watch article tomorrow. For people who don't know, this podcast also has an article that goes out every Friday where I will write down my thoughts. I'm doing a full review in there. But I also think like the ending was very, I don't know, I don't want to spoil too much, but unexpected. But also I was just so emotionally invested in these characters and in these love stories and in these people, even the side characters, in a way that I haven't really been this year in a movie. Like I feel like movies have become like a little transactional. Like you watch it, you're like,
it's so
great.
weird. I haven't seen like much on the press tour for this at all, except like little tiny snippets of one interview.
They've been doing press, but it hasn't really like a few little clips have been around, but I don't think people are talking about this movie. And it's not in the Oscar race. No. But I do think it should be, because I was like, you know what? Bring back movies that make you feel something. Yeah. I'm so sick of going to the movies and being like, oh, yeah, that was really smart. That's interesting. Like, I feel like,
come on.
Oscar bait. I'm over it.
Quentin Tarantino's done. Like, enough. Stop.
I just think that the movies that people, when we all talk about like our favorite movies, the movies we watch over and over again, we talk about the ones that we have a huge emotional reaction to, not the ones that always had like the best cinematography or the smartest or the most serious. Like, I think a lot of people will say like, this is a bit schmaltzy. It's a bit silly. And I was like, you know what? That's what movies are supposed to be. And sometimes life is a bit schmaltzy. And I didn't personally cry because I only cry in Wicked and Avengers Endgame. They're the only two movies I've ever cried in because I had like a 10-year build up.
3 movies technically.
Yeah, 3 movies that I sobbed my heart out for. But I was quite emotional. But if it helps, Tina Burke, who often co-hosts on The Spill, and Stacey Hicks, who is a host on Parenting Out Loud, was sitting next to me in the cinema. And at one stage I looked over and they are not only sobbing, but they are grasping hands like this and shaking because they were so overcome with emotion at this movie. So yeah, I just really loved it.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm going to go into cinema and watch it.
Yeah, I think you should go to the cinema and watch it. Like, it was so nice. A few times like people in the audience like were gasping and laughing. I saw heaps of people like wiping tears away. And it was just really nice. And I know people are talking about it, but I just think that we should be talking about it more.
I agree.
It's out in cinemas now. I would say, like, I don't say this lightly, but because I know movie tickets are expensive and like you would still like it if you watched it at home on streaming. But if you can go to the movies and just give yourself a lovely little experience, I would highly recommend it. So, Eternity.
I'm so excited.